All offseason, we've been looking forward to week one of the college football season, mainly because college football is back, but also because it was delivering one of the greatest week one games we've had in recent memory, and maybe one of the greatest week one games in college football history. Ohio State, Texas, this was the game that everyone was looking forward to all offseason. It was the game that every college football fan had circled on their calendar. Well, the game has come and gone. It was a snooze fest for the most part, but there is a lot to talk about after this outcome. But before we talk about this Ohio State-Texas game, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. Alright, the game just officially ended. Ohio State picks up the 14-7 victory. Like I said to start off this video, this was an absolute snooze fest of a game. Sure, if you like defense, this was your kind of game. You probably love this, but when you have these two teams, I was hoping to see a lot more points scored. We only got 3 total touchdowns, and like I said, for the most part, this game from start to finish was pretty damn boring. Now, during the offseason, I don't know how many times I talked about this game, if I talked about it all that much. I was really on the fence between Ohio State and Texas, and it wasn't until this past week where I really had my final pick for who I thought was going to win the game. Personally, after an entire offseason of thinking about it, I thought Texas was going to come out on top. I really believed in Arch Manning. I thought he would be the guy. I thought he would guide Texas to a victory. I didn't think Julian Sain would be all that reliable for Ohio State despite them being at home. And yeah, after this game, I think Texas, they have a lot to be worried and a lot to be concerned about. When looking at the final line, Arch Manning completed 17 of 30 passes, threw for 170 yards, had a passing touchdown, had an interception, but you look at that line and you already probably think it's not all that great. His line should have been a whole lot worse than what it actually finished as. This has to be one of the most disappointing performances I can remember from a college football quarterback. Entering the season, this guy was the betting Heisman favorite. Texas was ranked #1 in the country. We've been waiting years to see what this guy could do when given the opportunity. Now, we've seen him in glimpses over the last couple of years, but to finally be the guy, to finally be the starter for Texas, to go on the road and play the defending national champions, what was he going to have in store? And to say that he laid an egg, that's an understatement, because like I said, this is one of the worst performances I can remember given all of the circumstances. Now, I will say major credit to Ohio State and their defense. This defense looks legit. This defense looks like they're going to be the best defense in all of college football this season. I'm not sure how other quarterbacks would have fared going against this defense, but again, given the expectations, given all the hype surrounding this performance, what a dud from Arch Manning, because although he threw for 170 yards, had a touchdown, this line should have been a whole lot worse. I mean, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I think entering the fourth quarter, he might not have even had 100 yards. He probably had 70 or maybe 80 yards up until that point. And he honestly should have had 2 interceptions. One of them got called back because the ball hit the ground, but this could have been a really bad showing for Arch Manning. And even box score aside, if you watched the game, if you watched every snap he had, there were a number of plays, at least 3 to 4, maybe even more than that, where he had a wide open wide receiver. I mean, most quarterbacks make the easy throw, and he completely butchered it. Now again, I don't know if this was just nerves or what, but Arch Manning, for being the Heisman favorite quarterback that he was, some of these throws that he didn't make, it cost Texas the game, because even on that last drive with a couple minutes left in the game, he had a wide open receiver. If he just connects with him, he probably takes it 30-40 yards, and Texas is on the 20-yard line with a minute and a half left, and they have a prime opportunity to win this game. Instead, it was a bad throw, and it cost Texas in the end. Now, obviously, after one game, you can't just say that Arch Manning's going to be a bust. He's terrible. Texas is cooked. But again, based on this performance, what we saw today, I'm not as encouraged as I was with Texas as I was 3 hours ago. I thought Arch Manning was going to be the guy. I thought Texas deserved to be the #1 team in all of college football. And today, they just did not look like it whatsoever. Now, like I did with Ohio State, I will give Texas's defense credit. I thought they looked fantastic. Ohio State did score 14 points. Honestly, it should have been only 7. There was a penalty earlier in the game that would have forced 4th down for Ohio State. They would have punted. Instead, Texas let them continue the drive, and Ohio State scored a touchdown. So Texas's defense, they're legit as well. They played the part. They're probably going to be one of the better defenses in all of college football. So that is going to save them. That is going to be a reason why they probably stay ranked inside the top 5 or so. But this offense, is definitely concerning. Arch Manning aside, their playmakers looked pretty terrible as well. I know Texas, they lost a number of offensive pieces to the NFL draft, but I don't think we realized how big of an impact that's going to have on this offense, because although Arch Manning looked really terrible, he looked really bad, he couldn't get anything going, his playmakers, they weren't necessarily doing anything to help him either. Sure, there were some passes that might not have been easy catches, but a lot of these guys should have probably made those catches to at least help their quarterback out. I mean, this was an offense that just looked pretty bad. The next time they play a really good opponent, are you going to really have that much stock in this team to have enough offense to take down whoever they play? I'm just really disappointed because, like I said, this was such a highly anticipated matchup. The #1 team in the country with a guy like Arch Manning going on the road to take on the defending national champions in Ohio State, and the fact that for the most part it was a dud of a game, I'm just really bummed about that. Now, I guess at least in the final minutes it got a little bit interesting, it was a little bit exciting, there was a lot of drama there, but for the most part, through the first 90-95% of this game, yeah, it was just an absolute snooze fest. So moving forward, looking at these two teams for the rest of the season, Ohio State, I wasn't as high on them entering this year. Julian Sayin, he did look okay today. I didn't think he looked all that great. I do have my questions with him, and that's why I wasn't as high on Ohio State as other people were. The running game also wasn't all that encouraging as well. I mean, they averaged only 2 yards a carry. They were getting nothing going, but Ohio State, this is a massive win. They definitely are a legitimate team, mainly because of this defense. I mean, Jeremiah Smith had only 40 receiving yards, and Ohio State won by 7. So once this offense gets clicking, I think this is going to be a really good team. And like I said with Texas, I think they have a lot to worry about. Now for the Longhorns, luckily for them, the next month, they play a bunch of cupcakes. They play San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston. They're going to have 3 games to recoup. They're going to have 3 games to figure things out, get the offense going. They're going to go 3-0 over those next couple of weeks. But then at the end of the month, when they finally play some SEC opponents, that's when we're going to get our next test with this Texas team. How is Arch Manning going to do against SEC opponents? How is he going to do against other really good defenses? And if he struggles against Florida, if he struggles against Oklahoma, then yeah, it's going to be a long season for Texas. And I don't know if they're going to be national championship contenders. Obviously, after the first week, you can't say they're done. They're not going to be in the national championship title game whatsoever. They're not going to make the college football playoff. But again, once SEC play begins, that's going to be the test, because if he struggles, if Texas doesn't look all that great, yeah, it's going to be a long season for them. I don't think they're going to be a playoff caliber team. And the tough part for Texas is their schedule is extremely difficult. As of right now, they have 4 ranked opponents the rest of the way, with a couple of others that might be ranked as well. So yeah, those are my takeaways after this game. Again, very disappointed in Texas, very disappointed in Arch Manning. He should not even sniff the Heisman conversation until he completely proves he's worthy of being one of those caliber quarterbacks. And for Ohio State, again, this defense really impressed me. This is the best defense in all of college football. Julian Sayin wasn't all that encouraged. Again, I didn't think he looked all that great. He had one great throw that was a touchdown pass, but for the most part, I thought he was kind of underwhelming. And honestly, if Texas wins this game, all the credit's going to be going to Arch Manning, and Julian Sayin would probably be getting a lot of this as well. So wasn't that all encouraged with him, wasn't all that encouraged with Ohio State's offense. But again, it's only week 1. This was the game of the year that everyone had circled on their map. I thought it disappointed, but again, college football is officially back. There's a lot of games that need to be played. We're going to have a couple more months of some great college football. So those are my thoughts on today's game. Whatever your thoughts are on the Texas-Ohio State game, let me know in the comment section down below. Were you disappointed in Texas? Were you impressed with Ohio State? Whatever your thoughts were on these two teams, and whatever you think the season-long outlook looks for these two programs, if you think they're going to be playoff caliber teams, if you think they're going to be national championship caliber teams, whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section down below. But before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. With the college football season officially back, I'm going to be posting college football videos every day during the season. So make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm, and it helps share this video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.